Good evening, everyone. We are the Dweebs of the Round Table, and this is Campaign, our Call of Strahd episodes. I'd like to take a moment tonight to say that Ix could not be with us. We're not exactly sure what Ix's situation is currently, but we hope they're doing all right. And our heart goes out to everyone affected by the tornadoes that have torn across the Midwest within the last couple of days. But we do hope that Ix and their family is okay, and everybody can rebuild their lives as quickly and as safely as possible. Having said that, I'd like to welcome back our panel of players. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Howdy.
Hello.
Oh God.
What the fuck? Wow. Alright then. Can we get a Cubby recap? I think we need a good laugh.
Oh God. Hold on. I don't remember anything that happened.
Don't feel bad. It's slipping my mind currently as well.
We had a big fight with some tyrants.
Yeah,
I remember the berserkers. Yes.
let's see. We started off in Vallaki. We then went to the Wizards of Wine after some, I guess, shopping and looking around town.
Oh, after we told Danica and Danica's husband that Ismar. Wait, no. What the fuck's his name?
Erwin.
Erwin.
Yeah.
Oh, this was I was talking about before that.
Oh.
When we went and found out that it was destroyed and his father was near death, and we took him to Kresk.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
And then we went back to Vallaki and told Erwin and Danica that the wine was gone, the kids have been kidnapped, and everybody but his father is dead.
We very tactfully told them that.
And then he rushed off, and Danica was worried, so we rushed after him. Fought 4 berserkers on the pathway there. Ran into some scout from Kresk. And ended up back at the Wizards of Wines, and that's where we ended.
Alright,
that
then.
fight with the berserkers took like 13 turns.
It did take a while. I gave you experience for the berserker fight, and I think it leveled you up perfectly.
Yeah, it did.
And the question is, did we all finish leveling up?
I think everybody but Ix did.
No, I think Ix got on and
'Cause
leveled their character.
Because I know that their game crashed or they shut the game down or something. And I don't remember if they were able to pull it back. Yeah.
But yeah, they got back in and they leveled up their character.
I see some changes. So, I guess that means we're going to pick up at the Wizard of Wines.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can...
Oh, don't forget, did we decide if we're going to continue using the inspiration thing that we started last session?
I'm for it. I don't currently see a need to stop it.
Okay.
But if for some reason it seems broken to y'all or it becomes broken, we'll switch back to a 3-point inspiration thing.
And you did say that we start every session with inspiration?
Yes, you start every session with your inspiration point.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Speaking of which, since Ix is not here, I will be controlling Nim in combat. So let me give Nim inspiration. Ah, Nim has it. Cool.
I don't think X used it at all.
I don't think they did either.
In fact, Nim gave Hallr an inspiration point, or Cubby did. During the fight with the Berserkers, if I remember correctly.
No, gave me an inspiration point because I was the only one that had used mine.
No, I used mine.
And I used mine.
Whenever Nim had the point available, I think.
Oh, no, it was between two of us, but...
You cannot swap inspiration between other players.
Oh, no,
Whatever.
you gave Nim the option to choose who to give an inspiration to.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Thank you.
But yeah, we just arrived at the Wizard of Wine when Ix went offline.
Actually, we really don't need the map for the Wizards of Wine since it is a bit of a ruin, but I'm going to throw it up anyway. Just so you can have a look. This is the Wizard of Wine before the catastrophe, and I realize you probably can't see.
Yep, we need place tokens.
Let's see. Here's Kizan. There's Hallr.
I can see clearly now. The fog is gone.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually made it funnier.
There's Brian.
Because Wayward was like, this is it beforehand, and there's nothing there.
It is a ruin. The second floor has pretty much collapsed into the first floor. The outside patio that your tokens are in front of is... You could duck under the remains of the second floor and maybe get up under here. Like if you needed shelter from rain or something.
If you needed immediate shelter.
Yes. But there's really no easy way into what remains of the building except for these exterior areas. And
Gotcha.
you probably won't be able to get far into the building.
I'm guessing mending won't help us here.
This is too big to mend.
Little sections at a time.
Yes, but mend doesn't do
I
little
know.
sections of a big thing.
I know.
So is Erwin still here, or?
Indeed, you had tracked Erwin here. And Erwin stood staring at the remains of the building. Give me just one moment. Sorry about that. Feel free to continue. Hello?
Continue. Where were we continuing with?
You have... I suppose you're approaching Erwin? He doesn't seem to have noticed you have arrived. I remember you asking about a well last time that I mentioned that it had been, collapsed and caved in.
Yeah, I wanted to take out the fire, but hey, apparently there were no fire.
No, no. There's nothing much left of a fire.
Well, I'm not poking Irvin with a stick because of reasons, so
I don't think Erwin wants to be poked by your stick.
no.
I guess Brian's going to slowly approach Erwin and be like, Erwin, we found you. Hope you're safe.
Erwin, clad in a black overcloak and seems well guarded as he turns to look at you. I see you've come. Excellent.
Well, yeah, Danica seemed all worried about you, and we couldn't let you come face whatever evil's here alone. So of course we had to come have your back.
Unfortunately, there appears to be no evil here. The evil is elsewhere.
Well, your father did say they came from Yester Hill. So there's always that place we could go check.
I doubt that is where they have the children.
You got a point.
So where do you think they are?
And there lies the unfortunate truth of the matter. I have absolutely no clue where they are. I've been reading the tracks. They're rather widespread, not all of them human. I can't get the voice right.
So this might be an awkward question, but why do you think they would have taken the children? Do you think they're going to be asking for a ransom?
Perhaps. That is not unlikely. But I sense that their motives are more nefarious. Damn it, hold on. Ronald Weasley. There, let's get into it. Yes. Ronald Weasley. Since their motives are more nefarious.
Brian's gonna tag out to Hallr because he can't talk to Professor Snape right now.
Well, it's a wide.
I'm sorry, what?
No, it said the tracks was going out wide, so it's kind of hard to follow the tracks.
If I had more time, perhaps I could figure out where each individual set of tracks goes. Unfortunately, there is no time.
Well, if we go to Yester Hill, there might be some druids there that we could question to find out where they would have taken them.
True.
And with the 6 of us, that makes it better odds.
The 6 of us?
Yes. Brian, Nim, Hallr, me, Artemis, and you.
Oh, you're counting the puppy. 5.5.
And maybe
6.
bring some of the scouts.
But wouldn't the scouts be better off scouting and working in multiple places?
We only know the whereabouts of one.
And they might not be where they were 5 minutes ago, so...
So, yeah.
I mean, we can definitely investigate this Yester Hill place and see if there's any clues, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's not much clues here since everything is like a giant Jenga.
Erwin thinks quietly for a moment. I'm going to ask you to go to Yester Hill. I will investigate another set of tracks.
Okay.
Although, Yester Hill is a dangerous gambit, you understand.
Yeah, we do. Or at least I do.
Or we could always follow the tracks with you, and then after we check out that set of tracks, then we could go to Yester Hill.
I'm good at not being seen.
Well, that's obvious when you scared the shit out of us the other day.
It would be best if I followed these tracks by myself. The question is, would you follow a different set of tracks, or would you go directly into the lion's den?
Follow a different set of tracks?
Well, let's see who this week's party leader is. It's Brian. Congratulations.
You said Nim, right? Okay, Nim.
No, Brian.
Oh, Brian. Okay, so you mentioned another set of tracks.
There's plenty. But they all seem to go in one of 4 general directions.
Okay, which direction are you planning on going?
I was going to go east. These tracks here lead up the hill and through the vineyard.
Can we see any difference on the tracks?
Well, despite one set of tracks and the accompanying footprints obviously being a very large creature headed south, a group of people and some smaller creatures went north, and a similar group went in a westward direction.
So I would
I
say
vote north or
west.
west.
So what were the tracks to the east?
The tracks to the east looked like a collective group of humanoids. Whether they were all human or not, that's left up to the imagination. But none of them seemed to be anything other than something with 2 feet.
Yeah, I vote for north or west-ish.
Well, I heard
I
if we go west, things are peaceful there.
I was thinking west myself because it's the exact opposite of where Irwin going?
But if we go straight west, we'll run into the fog.
Well, tracks to the west, you know.
True.
So west track.
I'm up.
That's good with me, and I'm good with survival.
That sounds better than going, you know, south towards, you know, the tree.
Winter Splinter. Very well. West you shall go. East I will go. Come
Well,
back
you be-
here and hide in the rubble. Should things go awry,
Okay, and if things go good,
come back anyway.
do we still have to hide in the rubble?
Probably be best to hide from
Maybe.
the undeads.
Eh,
We could always build a tree house.
I don't think Nim took any spells to create like a temporary form of housing.
Yeah, I think those are 3rd level spells anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, no, not yet, unfortunately. And the party went west. Let's pull up a map of Barovia.
If it's okay with the party, I would like to be the one tracking because I'm proficient with survival.
But should we have a small rest first?
Short rest wouldn't do anything for anybody here,
Oh, never
except for
mind.
use.
I'd like you to
Except for
recover some
use
hit
up-
points if you're missing any.
Well, yeah, we're all missing some. Like, at most 5.
Oh, then resting an hour definitely wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
So let's rest an hour.
Okay. Could you share me Artemis's character sheet, please?
Once we're on a map with Artemis as a combatant, yes.
Oh, okay.
So is 1 hour considered
Actually-
a short rest?
Yes. The minimum for a short rest is 1 hour.
Sweet.
Let's see, is Nim missing any health? Probably. Only got 4 wounds. We're gonna go ahead and expend a hit die anyway.
Oh, that worked.
Let me see. This might work. Typically, I'd have to do it when a map is open and Artemis is on it. So let's take a look. Kizan. Uh-oh. We didn't want to bad Artemis.
You might want to drop it onto my character portrait in the top left corner instead. There we go.
I was hoping I'd be lazy and not have to move the damn combat tracker. Alright, so everybody rests and has a snack. And then we begin traveling west from the... Uh-huh.
Could you remove those 7 hit wounds
Could you not?
from Artemis? No, it won't let me.
Oh. I don't know why, but certainly...
Don't know either. Thank you.
You hit the tree line, and we're going to roll for random encounter. Actually, before that, I need to update the time.
And could we also get the map?
You don't need the map.
Okay.
So are we in like actual forest now?
Yes. You
So
are in Forest.
does Kizan have the thing where if we're in an area that he knows we can't get lost or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
do.
Kizan is able to navigate the forest and has a pretty good sense of direction.
But we have to be traveling in the woods for at least an hour beforehand.
Oh, yeah, okay. We have just entered the woods. You're not even far in. You can see the vineyard through the trees still. Random encounter chance for the wilderness. Holy shit, something happens.
We need the experience.
Hey, we got far.
You do need the experience.
Hoping it's not another round of, berserkers.
Damn it, Cubby.
Sorry.
Not quite berserkers, but equally as bad. Anybody want to read that text for us, please?
A snarling wolf the size of a grizzly bear steps out of the fog.
Oh no, it's man bear pig.
Oh, fucking dear. I am probably going to scale this down by 2.
Oh lord.
Because it rolled max for the amount of dire wolves.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did I say west? I meant north.
Okay, let me close this
Ooh.
and this and...
Giant-sized wolves. That means I can skin them.
Let's pull up my favorite forest map.
Do you want us to go ahead and roll initiative?
No, please hold on a moment.
Okay.
Let me prepare the map for combat. Cool. Let me drop all the combatants into the map. Kizan. Artemis. Whomstever. And Nim.
Brian, don't forget to smoke one of your Fiona face melters.
Now you may roll initiative. Oh. Please tell me y'all haven't rolled initiative yet.
Yeah, we roll.
we have Y.
Okay.
Oh god.
Artemis and Nim still need to.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I haven't had to do this in a while. Where is the initiative button? Initiative button. Initiative button. Somebody help me out. You know I'm blind.
Right in the middle, right next to AC.
Ah, with the big 0 in it.
Sure.
Shit. Oh, hey. Rolled a 20, though. That's nice. So this could go one of several ways. And there is no mini sheet for 5th edition. Fuck. Okay. And Artemis still needs to roll. Artemis also rolled a 20.
So now we see who got the good dices today.
All right. Let's let the shit show begin. It's Artemis's turn. What do you want Artemis to target?
Artemis will target Dire Wolf number 3.
I have unlocked tokens, so make sure you use arrow keys to move them. There we go.
Right there. Oh yeah, okay, that's 40. And she will attack the Dire Wolf number 3.
All
Yay,
right.
it hit.
Artemis gets a hit. Roll that sweet damage. And of course, it failed and gets dragged prone.
A Dire Wolf gets knocked prone by a regular wolf. And that's Artemis's turn.
Up next, it's Nim.
Dude doesn't have Fireball.
Nim opens up their spell book and begins channeling a spell and launches a bolt of fire Oh, which one are we gonna piss off?
Well, they get pack tactics if they attack the one that Artemis is by.
Which means it would
Yeah,
just be a
focus
normal
fire.
attack.
Oh, that's right, because it's at advantage because it's prone. Never mind.
I mean, it's a fair tactic. We may as well.
Might as well focus one at a time.
It's a good hit. Give it the damage.
Whew.
And then Nim is going to move right there.
We're
going to-
Brian in line.
Put Brian in danger.
Wait, are you using Brian as a smoke screen?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. This wolf bounds down from the top of the hill, closes the gap, and Kizan is going to be even. That makes Hallr odd. So it attempts to bite Hallr.
I didn't realize you said even. I thought you said eaten.
Oh,
That's what I heard too.
I was like,
Ouch.
damn, Kizan doesn't get a say in this. Just instantly nom nom.
And good. Hallr did not fail the prone check. Ah, now this bad boy stands up. Snarling and slavering as it attempts to bite Artemis. There's a hit. Heavy damage on Artemis. Failed the system shock. Can't quite read what that says.
No
No
reaction.
reactions.
No reactions. All right. Let's see. Save against prone. Oh no. Now Artemis is prone.
Damn it.
One on the other side of the hill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I doing this hard way? 5, 6. Begins working its way around the back of the group. Flanking. And then, of course, there's the one at the top of the hill. Over here. It comes on down and decides it's going to chew the Firbolg. And it misses Brian. That's good luck right there.
I gotta love that fog screen.
The snapping teeth barely missing. Which makes it Brian's turn.
Are we still focusing number whatever, or are we now concerned about the ones that are, eating us?
I'd be concerned about the ones that are eating you.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thought. All right. I'm gonna cast. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cast Create Bonfire underneath Dire Wolf number 2 that's trying to eat me.
Okay. Let me put a token out to represent the bonfire. Yeah, this 0 token will do the job. Put that anywhere under the token. And that is the square that your bonfire will be occupying.
Sweet. I don't think he takes any damage this time.
No, it's if
Because
he
it's-
ends its turn in it still.
Well, because it's saved, but I guess, yeah, whenever it moves, or yeah, it ends its turn, it has to make another save. Okay. And it's my turn.
Hallr.
Yeah, did you say the wolf took a bite out of me?
Indeed it did.
I'm not happy about that.
Do something about it. Ah, okay.
I'm not very happy about that.
So unhappy, in fact, you begin to rage.
Yeah. Fuck.
Beautiful.
You went a little too unhappy.
Yeah.
Kizan.
Can Kizan see that wolf number 3 with wolf number 4 in front of me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna shoot number 3 with my longbow, and I'm also going to take the penalty of a -5.
And that's a hood. All right. And ooh, that's some nice damage.
Yeah, that's gonna be my. Actually, I'm gonna bonus action,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna put Hunter's Mark on wolf number 3.
That's a good idea.
Should have done that before I attacked. Alright. Anyway, that's my turn.
And round 2 begins, and we're kicking it off with Direwolf. Which one?
With me.
With you? Oh!
Direwolf Kizan.
Direwolf
That direwolf-
Kizan, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the penalty again and shoot the wolf again. Oh!
Damn.
I still wouldn't have hit it with my plus 6 to hit. Okay, that's my turn.
Now it's the Direwolf's turn. Ooh, 3, 4, 5. Brian is going to be even. Which makes Nim odd. Well, let's see if Nim is bitten. Nim is not bitten. The direwolf failing to clamp its jaws around the small kobold. This is where things are going to get interesting. Pack tactics comes into play as the wolf attempts to snack on Brian again. There's a hit this time. I have some damage.
Ow.
Save versus prone. Which you do. And I don't think it gets a saving throw this time for the fire damage. It ends its turn and thusly takes the damage. Am I correct?
No, it makes a saving throw.
Alright, please make the saving throw.
Let's see. Damn it.
And damn, it succeeds. Well, that's the end of that turn. We're still eating Hallr because Hallr tastes like beef.
Very hard beef.
Partially resisted. Good. That rage helps out. A success against prone, which is really nice. Artemis' turn. Should it continue attacking after standing up?
Yes, it will stand up and try to bite the direwolf again.
Here we go. Oh, you're making... I'm so used to doing shit. That's a critical.
A critical! Now make the save, bitch. Don't fail.
Sorry.
Yeah! Be prone, bitch!
Again. Be prone again.
Okay, that's Artemis' turn.
Indeed it is. Hallr, 'tis your turn.
Well, let's see if I can hit some shit this time. I hit something.
Yee.
Here, have pain.
That's a fairly decent amount of pain too.
I bite back.
Brian.
Debating on if it's time to start healing or not. I'm still good.
Everyone's still pretty good, actually.
The only one that's not good is Artemis.
Yeah, you know, but it's
Artemis.
kind of heal
Artemis is,
everybody or heal nobody type deal.
Artemis is not far below half health, so Artemis is just bloodied.
I think it's time to create a bonfire under Direwolf number 1.
I shall spawn another 0 token for you.
Hallelujah! If something finally does damage.
You may put that 0 token wherever you like.
There.
And
They're
give it the
toasty over there.
damage.
Let's
They're
move
gonna have
on.
some sore paws.
forgot to that earlier. It's my turn.
All right. The wolf stands up. And, of course, Om Nom Nom's Artemis misses this time. That's good news. Bring us around to Nim. Nim is going to help out over here by checking a firebolt at Direwolf 1. Hitting even, yes. Give it the damage. Max damage, beautiful. Firebolt collides with the direwolf and almost explodes, sending us into round 3. This time it's the direwolf going first. You might bite back, but the direwolf might bite harder. But not if you're partially resisting. And succeeding against the prone checks.
That fucking +7. Damn.
I gotta love it.
Brian is even. This time the wolf is biting Brian. And failing to do so. Excellent.
Let me roll this, I guess.
Yep, please do.
Ooh.
It definitely failed. And now Nim is going to cast another firebolt. Because firebolts are free. And just stack on that fire damage. Bring us back to the direwolf eating Artemis. Doing a good job of it, too. Artemis, poor Artemis, is dying. So, having concluded business there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brian, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to summon my bear spirit totem. Well, I need to check something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm going to summon it. Right here, so that it
Yeah, everything within 6 squares of it is affected.
Talk about being lit.
All the targets.
There we go. Everybody gets 9 temporary hit points.
Wouldn't those temporary hit points heal Artemis instead?
Well, that's the thing. They're temporary hit points. They would not technically heal Artemis's wounds.
Mm-hmm.
However, they would allow Artemis to continue functioning for just a little bit if Artemis weren't already unconscious.
Gotcha.
The temporary hit points would be depleted before actual wounds would be applied.
Ooh. Well, I tried. Uh, well, that's my turn. Oh,
Don't
wait,
worry,
no.
your
That's my
bear
bonus.
spirit does other things when you heal correctly. Correct?
No.
No?
No, that's the unicorn spirit. No, well, the bear spirit also gives advantage on strength stuff, but that's not gonna help here.
Actually, it would, because these checks against prone are strength based.
Let's see. Gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while in aura.
Yep.
So that would be beneficial. Oh, okay. I need to add that.
Can he have more than one of his totems out at a time, or just one?
Just one. I don't know how to add that effect.
Oh, for the advantage on strength checks?
Yeah, like I don't know how to.
For now, we don't even need to worry about it because it's
Oh.
only applicable when they're in the aura. So just remember.
Yeah, we're all in the aura.
Yeah, but at some point, a player may leave the aura.
Oh,
Probably not in this combat, but at some point it'll happen. So just remember that if you are being forced to roll for prone, you do have advantage.
Brian is going to use poison spray on Direwolf number 3.
Oh, that's cool. And it fails. Did it roll a 1? And then you rolled 2 for damage. Beautiful. And you said that was on number 1?
No, number 3.
Number 3? Cool. I'm going to double that damage because it rolled a natural 1 to save.
Ooh.
So that's a critical failure in my book. So we're going to put 2 more damage on it. Artemis is unconscious with max wounds. Whoopsie. Artemis is going to make a death saving throw. Boom, if you want to do the honors, roll a d20 in the chat, please. That is 1 success for Artemis.
Yay.
Burning Wolf. Excellent. Eating Brian. Brian is source of fire. Fire hurts. Teeth hurt Brian. Absorbed.
Yay.
What?
Temporary hit points.
Wait.
Yeah, because I guess it hit exactly 9.
Yeah, it did.
Nice.
Which one was that? Number 2.
Let me see if this works. Whoops, what the hell just happened? Let me see if this works. It should roll at advantage. It did not. Let's force you to do that again and see what happens. Ooh, either time you failed.
For what?
Strength check against prone. You rolled a 12 and a 4.
Oh. I didn't know what I was rolling for. Gotcha.
Yeah, when the wolves bite you, they have a chance to drag you to the ground. You are prone. And Kizan.
Kizan is going to try to finish off number 3 with an arrow.
Well, it's marked, and if you want to take that penalty, this would probably be a good time.
I'm going to take the penalty and use my inspiration.
All right, you will roll at advantage. I'm assuming that's what you wanted.
It was.
Holy fuck,
Damn.
how did you miss?
I rolled a 13 with a +1.
Shit, I'm so sorry.
Damn. Okay, then I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right there.
Okie dokie. Sounds like a plan.
That's my turn.
Hallr.
Well, I'm gonna take care of the dog beater.
Kill the one that's
dog
near me.
beater.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a critical? I believe that's a critical.
It is. Have pain.
Have a lot of pain.
Have,
That's maximum
pain.
damage.
Maximum damage means maximum carnage. Oh yeah. Hallr sinks its axe into the head of the direwolf and splits its cranium in two.
Wolf brain.
A delicacy. And the next round, I believe, and we're going to kick it off with a wolf. It saw what you did to its friend, and it's going to try and
Not
eat
happy?
you.
Yeah, not happy.
You know what they say, dire wolves mate for life. And a good deal of that was absorbed. Let's see how you do against prone checks. And a resounding success. Kizan.
He rolled double 8s. Kizan's gonna take the disengage action.
Uh-huh.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And can I try to stabilize Artemis as well?
You have a healer's kit, right?
I do not.
Herbalist kit?
No.
Okay. I know we've been doing it for so long, but I'm trying to get into rules as written just so I can get used to things. But go ahead, make a medicine check. I believe that stabilizes.
Yay!
I believe. We'll get back to that at a later point, and I'll come back with an official ruling after session, if I remember to. I shall make a note after it is this direwolf's turn. Firbolg is tasty and on the ground. And
Oh.
no more concentration. That means poof goes the fires. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't remember if it was for a continual flame or not. Actually, I'm going to leave this over here just in case. Since you're already prone, I can't force you to make that check again. However, we've played enough Skyrim, and this one's kind of for Ix, so we're gonna leave Nim alone for a second. And the other direwolf is just, I smell weakness.
Meow.
That's a
That
critical hit.
sucks.
Ouch.
Well, 4d6. Let's rock and roll. Oh, damn.
Oh, spicy.
Very spicy. Artemis is stabilized. Do you?
Don't forget. Oh, go ahead.
You were saying something?
I was gonna say, don't forget, Cubby's character has some of those healing potion things that we could force feed to Brian.
Not a bad idea.
Looking at Hallr.
I'm gonna do damage.
Here's your one chance, fancy. Don't let me down. Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
We need to get rid of this.
That's a good hit. Now, here's the ultimate decision. What do we do? I know what we do. We try to put them to sleep. Actually, is that a good idea? Probably not. Sleep does not work the way I want it to work. I'm a dummy. Okay, maybe we don't put them to sleep. Risking life and limb, Nim spends their turn rummaging through Brian's stuff to find one of these potions. And the round
God.
passes.
All I can see is they pull out the frickin' Fiona face melter and get distracted.
What's this? Smells dank. Kizan.
Okay, Kizan's gonna use his bonus action to transfer Hunter's Mark to Direwolf number 4.
All right. Sounds like a
Gotta
plan.
take the penalty and shoot number 4 with his longbow. Come on, please hit, please hit, please hit.
That's a hit.
And then roll this up to a 10.
Damn, it's
Nice.
the 10 extra damage is worth it every time, I think.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
Whew, initiative is on your side here. Nim force feeds a potion to Brian. Healing Brian a total of 8 hit points. Brian, please remove 8 wounds from yourself. And then, as a free action, because they're already there, they shake Brian awake. Yo, man, you got to go!
Brian's going to open his eyes. I smell apples.
That's the apple dapple. Brian, it's your turn.
Oh.
I know, initiative is entirely on y'all's side this round. You are prone, however.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stand up. If I do disengage, that just counts as an action, right?
Disengage is your action, yes.
Okay, but I would still have a bonus action, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna take disengage. And is standing up half my move?
5 feet of movement.
Oh, 5 feet? Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I haven't double checked. I've just been calling it 5 feet, so that's what I'm ruling it. It's 5 feet of movement.
Okay, so disengage. 5, 15, 20, 25. Hide here, and as a bonus action, I am going to cast Healing Spirit, which is going to summon a transparent spirit thingy that I can put on people to heal.
Your healing spirit shall be a badger,
Yay!
because
And
Brian is a friend of the forest creatures.
And I am going to put it on Hallr for right now.
Not yourself?
Actually, good point. I'm gonna put it on myself for right now.
And then you regain hit points at the end of your turn for this? Or at the
Yes.
start of... Yeah, okay.
It's the...
Either way, I'm
Yeah.
going to let you recover.
It's whenever it's whenever it moves into my space for the first time or starts the turn.
Ah, okay.
Self-heal. So there we go.
It's always nice to see. Artemis is still unconscious. Dire Wolfie gets closer and wants some of that Goliath booty. Gonna eat them Goliath cheeks.
Ow, ow.
And you stay standing. Hallr, now it's your turn.
Well, who ordered a shave?
You, sir, too, sir. Welcome to the grave. I will have vengeance.
Aw,
And it's dead.
that was a close shave.
You should be punished for that one, I feel.
I should, yeah. But leave that up to the direwolves.
Lizards are crunchy and often delicious. And I believe that fully absorbed the damage. Does Nim go prone? Yes. Uh-oh.
They do.
Well, round 6, fight. Kizan.
Yay! Bonus action to put Hunter's Mark on number 2.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take the penalty and shoot number 2 with my longbow.
Go for it.
These hits. Damn it!
Can you wake your puppy up?
It's got no hit points.
Puppy needs hit points.
Oh, I thought it was staple. Oh,
It's stable, but it has
stable.
no hit points.
never mind.
It's got 9 temporary hit points, but that won't do it any good. But,
Anything else,
that's my turn.
Kizan? Hey, Brian, it's your turn.
But we're gonna fix one problem right away. I'm gonna move the healing spirit over onto top of Artemis over here.
All right. Make sure you hit it with that 1d6 healing.
Ooh.
Ooh, a beautiful 6.
And then Brian's gonna move over here. And I'm gonna chuck a nice little fireball over here to number.
Wow.
It hits. Excellent.
Holy shit, max damage.
Yo, can't argue with that. Hallr.
I'm gonna move.
Ah, excellent. Throw yourself into danger.
And, yeah. I'm gonna protect people. Or pretend I protect them.
Yee. Well,
Sorry, the axe is getting a little slippery from all that blood.
it smells weakness. That's a hit.
Poor Nim.
They're just now wounded, so Nim's been doing all right, and for having been in the middle of the fight. Yes, yes. Biting Goliath cheeks.
No, no, stay off my cheeks.
Do you fall down? No, excellent. I would be amazed if you didn't. Artemis has hit points, but is still unconscious. Nim takes a moment to stand up, because being prone next to two dire wolves is dangerous. And then also chucks a firebolt. If I can grab the button instead of the whole sheet. There we go. That's a hit. Let's give it some damage. Ah, decent damage. Not good, not bad, but decent. As we moved into round 7. And Direwolf still chewing on Hallr. Missing this time. Hallelujah. Kizan.
Okay, Kizan's going to move here and wake up Artemis by shaking her awake.
Excellent. Artemis will be allowed to act on their next turn.
And Kizan is going to take aim and take the...
No, I'm sorry. Kizan's
Oh.
action was waking Artemis.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a free action.
Shouting would have been a free action.
Ah,
But that shouting would require a perception check on Artemis's behalf. This guarantees Artemis is up and active.
okay. Well, that's my turn.
Let's hit Artemis with that D6 healing. I'm going to let Cubby roll that just in case Cubby rolls higher.
Give me 1 second, gotta find the button. There it is.
Please hold. You rolled the same. You rolled.
Yeah.
You rolled the same.
Okay.
Orders for Artemis.
Artemis is gonna go chase down number 2. Right there.
All right.
And Artemis is going to
Don't forget about
bite.
pack tactics.
I wasn't going to.
Shit.
Yep. That's Artemis's turn.
Ah, Nim. Excellent. Let's cast another firebolt. Damn. Nim's on a flaming wheel. Flaming roll? Flaming roll, yes. Oof.
Nim is on fire.
But
This
will
Nim is
Nim
on fire.
survive? Probably. Nim is heavily damaged now. Okay. Please succeed. Oh no. Brian, 'tis your turn.
Well, this got spicy.
These combats have been spicy, and I knew this was a good idea, taking 2 dire wolves out of the equation.
So Brian's going to be moving the healing spirit over to Nim, which that'll take effect on their turn, start of their turn.
I thought it healed them when it first entered their.
So it's weird the way that it's written, and it took me a second to figure it out. Okay, so it says until the spell ends, whenever you or a creature that you see moves into the spirit's space for the first time or starts its turn there, you can cause the spirit to restore 1d6 hit points. So it's whenever they move into it on their turn, not whenever it moves into
Them.
right.
Shit. For the rest of this combat, we'll just do it the way we had been. And we will pick up the actual wording on it next time. Although I'm pretty sure Crawdaddy would be like, yeah, you can move it in there and it'll fucking do it anyway. Which may very well be what I just decided to just let keep going. Because it seems... Yeah. Fuck it, that's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep doing it the way we have been. As long as it's the first time in that combat that this moved into the same square, you can immediately recover 1d6.
That works.
Beautiful 3.
And then we're going to chuck another little fireball thingamabobber.
Let's do it.
Number 1.
Excellent. Damn.
Not excellent.
Oh, shit, I thought that was a 7. My bad. Wait, what's dead? Oh, it's Hallr's turn. I saw a block of text, and I'm like, what's dead?
Well,
I'm not
number
dead
1.
Probably number 1 at this rate, yeah. Or not.
He can't have much left.
Round 8. Let's fight. Let's find out, huh? You finally pulled aggro. How much do you have left is the question. At least
A bit.
4. Save against prone. A resounding success. Hey Brian, 'tis your turn again.
We are going to just chuck another little fireball. Oh my god, it teetered.
And there it
Nice.
goes.
Happy dance.
How much you got left, Hallr? That's a miss anyway. It's beautiful. Kizan.
I have 31 out of 45.
Okay. Kizan's gonna take the penalty and shoot number 2.
Did 2 marked or was it 1?
Yes. 2's marked.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Shit.
Now that's my turn.
Hallr, it's your turn again.
Eeny, meeny. Oh, it's only you.
Bow.
Rawr. Here, have
Wow.
some Scooby-Doo snacks.
I think it might be too late. Oh, never mind. I just saw its health bar. Never mind.
Okay, Artemis is going to bite it.
Please miss.
Shit!
It is at this point that the direwolf picks up one of its big-ass feet and just kind of pins Artemis to the ground, as if to say, "Stop it." Not even like putting pressure, just holding Artemis down, like, "Stop."
Is this foreplay?
Kind of.
No, it's puppy play.
Oh God, no.
Part of me wants to try to tame this dire wolf to be our friend.
You got rations with jerky?
I do,
I mean, you can try.
and
Yeah.
I also got animal handling.
Hitting him with that D6 unless I roll a 6. I rolled a 6. Holy shit.
Did you want me to try to roll a 6 or not?
No. No, we'll take my 6.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take that from you. I just wanted to see what I would roll, but I'm like, hey, I got a 6. That
I mean,
never
I'm happy
happens.
with it.
All right, let's check another firebolt. Did we not stand up? Let's stand
We
up
did not.
first. Let's stand up and try that again. I did not
Back,
realize
back.
they were still prone.
How long has Nem been fighting from the ground?
Just that one turn.
Oh.
Don't forget about pack tactics.
Pack tactics. Oh, that's right. It does. Nem does have pack tactics. All right, let's do it again and see if it rolls. See if they roll higher. Yeah, they did. And some good damage to boot. Of course, to try and tame this thing, people are going to have to stop hitting it.
That's true. Oh shit! I
Kizan.
take initiative. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 30. Kizan's gonna yell to the direwolf and take out 4 jerkies from his pack and say, "Sit, boy, sit!" and toss them to him one at a time.
Okay.
God damn it, Jedi!
Anything else, Kizan?
Oh, do I not have to roll anything to try to tame it?
Not currently, no.
Oh,
Still gonna kill it.
was that my full action?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, then, yeah, nothing. But guys, I want to tame it. It could be our friend.
Brian.
Oh yeah, it could be our friend. I'm gonna create a bonfire underneath Direwolf number 2.
Oh,
God
there you go.
damn it.
We're already this far in. Fuck it. We're having wolf for dinner.
We're having wolf for, yeah. There's 3 wolf corpses you can.
Another one?
Ooh. Hallr. Your turn.
Oh, we're gonna be friends. Well, here, fetch.
Fetch this axe.
Exactly.
Damn it. You know how useful a dire wolf could be right now, guys?
You know how yummy this dire wolf is gonna taste in
Yep.
5 seconds?
I want barbecue.
We have 3 other wolf corpses here.
The
Yeah, so one for each.
the direwolf spends its turn snatching up all the loose jerky and eating it.
Hey, did you poison that jerky?
No?
Oh,
It was ration jerky. Artemis isn't gonna do anything.
Nim. Go ahead, Cubby. Hit it with that D6.
Sorry, I was so focused on the fact that, that Artemis just kind of succumbed to the wolf's advances earlier. Like, after it stepped on Artemis, it was like, okay, you're the alpha wolf.
When the wolf is, 4 times as big as you are, you tend to just be like, okay. Nim looks at the dire wolf eating the jerky, then looks at Kizan, saying, "We're gonna tame it."
We're gonna tame it. Come on, please.
And throws a firebolt.
God damn it!
Misses, but threw the firebolt. Round 10. The direwolf has finished eating the jerky and returns to trying to eat the Goliath. There we are. Let's give the Goliath some bite damage and see if the Goliath is tripped. Goliath is not tripped. Very good on you, Hallr. Kizan.
Kizan's gonna attempt to tame the dire wolf again, and throw out 3 more pieces of jerky and say, "Sit, boy, sit."
Alright. It's at this point that some knowledge of knowing how to train an animal would be useful. See, you're just throwing food away at this point.
True.
You're giving it free food instead of getting something in exchange.
True. Okay, then this time, instead of throwing it, I'm gonna walk up next to it and hand it to it and say, "Sit, boy, calm down, calm down. We're not gonna hurt you anymore, right, guys?"
And Hallr
try to
can't
pet
believe
it.
his eyes.
So, out of character, you remember how Gimbal was known as Gimbal One Shoe? Kizan's about to be known as Kizan One Hand.
No kidding.
Now you need to roll handle animal. Shit, how does this work? I've never had to do this.
I don't know either.
There isn't a system in place for taming wild animals.
Oh, really?
I'm consulting Reddit.
There shouldn't be some kind of disadvantage since we already hurt it.
Definitely should.
Somebody's gonna hate me for that statement.
Not only did we hit it, but we fucking set it on fire with a bonfire. I mean,
What's this wee shit?
hey, you signed up for this party.
Let's see, 5e animal handling. Yeah, okay, there's not a system in place for taming animals. So... yeah, you're about to become
Then how's a
keys on one
Beastmaster-
hand.
How's a Beastmaster Ranger supposed to get another pet then after it dies?
That typically happens in downtime. Like, something on the fly like this apparently has no written rules for. You just, when you have downtime, you go out and spend like a week in the wilderness, and then you come back with a new pet.
Okay.
Go, grasshopper, attack!
Suffice it to say, it did not appreciate you trying to hand feed it. It doesn't know you. It doesn't like you. That's its purse. And so it does snap at you and snatches the jerky from you, almost taking your hand, but not.
Okay.
It is distracted and eating the jerky, though.
Okay. Well, that's my turn.
It's Artemis's turn.
Artemis is no longer caring. It's gonna attack the wolf.
Are they gonna fight over the jerky?
They're gonna fight over the damn jerky, yes.
This is going to be interesting. Well, it hit. Pack tactics, yum.
Damn.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious, I think. If
That's Artemis' turn.
if Artemis had managed to trip the direwolf again. Hallr, it's your turn.
Well, maybe I want some jerky also.
I hear in some Goliath communities, a direwolf's leg can be turned into a totem or a gree-gree. That is, for potency.
No, I just wanted jerky, but yeah, I wasn't that hungry apparently.
Hey, Brian, it's your turn.
A wolf fireball.
Oh, fuck. That's a hit.
Would have been funny if it was another one.
And Brian's gonna move a little close. And start picking up the jerky on the ground. And eating it.
That's it. The jerky on the ground has been eaten.
Oh. Fuck, I thought there was some that
By
was
the way, I
No.
might need some healing soon.
Here comes a firebolt, and oh my, Nim misses a second time.
Pack
That's a
tactics.
shame. Damn
Need
it,
to
you're
heal.
right. Hold on, let me go back then. Let me find Nim again real quick. Nim has been at the bottom every round. Let's do this again real quick. Do you hit this time? No. Okay. Let's continue.
That was for Nim's turn in the thingy.
Yes, thank you. Brian? Brian.
Okay, as my bonus action, I am moving the totem over to Hallr.
Okay.
He said heal. There we go.
But Hallr ain't got no dollar.
Apparently, Hallr got $6.
50 cent maybe.
Hallr got Kronings or some shit.
And I am going to try to poison spray, actually.
Let's go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Good damage.
Kizan's gonna cut it up with its sword.
Kizan swaps to their sword and misses. Beautiful. Hallr.
Well, wish me good luck.
Luck. That's a hit. Good job. Excellent, excellent.
Whew.
I just realized that I narrate this combat like Anton Chigurh talks about quarters.
I'm so lucky with that, maybe because my rage just ran out.
You did. All right, let me put this in the XP tracker, and we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
And we're back. Thank you for being patient. Our party just avoided getting eaten by a group of 4 dire wolves, which is fortunate. Artemis was down for a good portion of the fight, but the real hero, remembering that they could rage and take a lot less damage than everybody else, stood in the way with a lone Kobold wizard. And together they said, you can't pass." That's the line, right, from that movie, The Hobbit 2.
Yeah.
The Return of the King.
I would like to recover half of my arrows.
The Lord of the Bling. Certainly. How many did you spend?
Let's see. I started with 6 missing, so 1, 2. 8, so I get 4 back.
Sounds like a plan.
I would like to get back half of my hit points.
Haha, nice try.
Do we want to take time to skin and cut the meat off of these dire wolves and camp here for the night?
Oh, it's only 3 in the afternoon.
Well, things are running low on people.
Like, I don't like how you worded it. Like, gut and skin them and camp here for the night. Like, I feel like you meant camp inside the wolves after we skin them and shit.
Hey,
Oh,
do you
God,
know?
no.
Hey, Cubby.
That's where my brain went. I'm sorry.
Cubby, do you know how warm it is inside of one of those wolf corpses?
Probably pretty damn toasty.
It's lukewarm.
Oh, God damn it. Just saw it coming.
Ooh, send me to hell for that one.
I don't
But
get
yeah,
it.
seriously, do we want to cut up these wolves and then camp for the night so we can regain hit points and spell slots?
Yeah, I guess we can use a little bit of the fat as a fuel on the fire.
Because these dire wolf pelts could sell for a good penny back in Vallaki.
They could.
We can do that.
Also would make me a very nice cape.
There's a book that I need to lay hands on that'll give me greater detail into like these pelts and other items that you can harvest from wild creatures. I need to find it and I need to get it to add another layer of depth to these games.
Yeah.
Can we also pull off the teeth and make a necklace?
You could, yes.
So is that a good idea for everybody?
Yeah, I'm off for the rest at least. Of course, pelts are money. We need food.
These dire wolves seem pretty thick.
Well, if you're into that, I suppose.
I meant they got meat on their bones.
If you're into that, I suppose.
Damn it.
Hey, that's not a bone.
Anyway, I guess Kizan's gonna start with the skinning.
If you're into that, I suppose, yes.
Oh god.
There's nothing
what you
that
said?
you can say, Boom. That
I know. You know what, Brian? Pass me one of the hit of that Fiona face melter.
Are you sure?
Oh no.
Can you handle it?
We're about to find out.
Oh, can we make smoked meat?
Oh god, we don't want to smoke meat with that Fiona face melter.
You
Might
definitely
give the extra little zing.
zing. Zing's not the word. I've slowly been contemplating the effects of these different strains.
Oh lord.
It's called the face melter for a reason.
Does it literally melt your face?
No,
Oh.
no, it's not literally going to melt your face.
Oh god, I see pink frooms.
It's going to feel like it's melting, though.
Well, anyway, I would like to start getting the 4 dire wolves.
Okay. It's going to take some time, but if you're going to camp here, do you have tents or anything for shelter?
Oh shit.
It's like we're sleeping inside the wolves.
I got the bedroll.
Oh, I have a
got-
bedroll.
That's what I said. That's what I was about to say. I've got a bedroll.
If you've got bedrolls, you don't really need shelter unless the weather turns, inclement.
I guess we could always, use some of this rope and throw some of the dire wolf hides over to make a shelter.
Sure, if you want to smell that viscera and gore.
Hey, my hide are scents from the undead and werewolves.
It's enough wood around here, though.
The
We
stench,
can build a small thing.
you can definitely build a fire and make a campsite, and somebody's got a mess kit, and there's definitely meat to cook.
So yeah. I guess we're camping here for the night, fellas.
You're gonna look for some berries?
I have some good berry. Oh wait, no.
I was about to say, you probably don't have a spell slot to summon good berries.
No, but I do have a question about create bonfire because it only says it's an attack spell. Can it be used to actually create a bonfire?
Well, technically, we already have a bonfire.
Oh,
Let
Well,
me read the
yeah.
text of this spell. Because I don't know why it can't be. Create bonfire. I'm trying to read this in Fantasy Grounds and it's a mistake. I shall consult Google.
because the part that I'm laughing at is it says that it lasts for up to 1 minute. So all I can think of is the campfire is there, somebody's trying to cook something, and all of a sudden it's gone, and Brian's got to resummon it again.
Dick move, Brian. Dick move.
Okay, so you can definitely use it to start a bonfire. However, you'll have to use that spell to ignite the flammable objects to act as the bonfire.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we
Well,
collect the wood and then we cast bonfire on top of the wood and got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And when the magic ends, you'll have a hopefully lit and sustained fire.
I have a tinderbox though.
Same.
I was going to say the surefire way of making sure you've got a lit and sustainable fire is using a tinderbox.
Yeah, but it's easier to just snap your finger.
True, very true.
But okay, do I have to roll anything to skin these wolves?
Do you have artisan's tools?
I have a dagger.
You have a dagger. If you want to sell the pelts and get them into a sellable state, you'll need artisan's tools. Anybody have artisan's tools?
I don't.
Negative.
Because it's not just skinning. You've got to, do other shit that involves cleaning and all that extra stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can definitely skin them with a dagger. That's
There's
not a problem.
There's a wet leatherworking tool. I did not know that.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, it would be leatherworkers' tools.
Might have to pick some of those up next time.
Would be beneficial in the long run if you intend on trying to skin things for cash.
Yeah. I guess this time we're gonna try to make what's it called? Crude direwolf hides.
Very crude at this point.
Yeah.
And since there isn't exactly a craft skill, this also falls into the realm of survival.
Okay.
So do make 4 hidden survival checks, one for each wolf.
Okay.
While you do that, I'm just gonna need to take a quick phone call.
You just absolutely ruin one of the pelts.
Aww.
You also have 2 exceptional crude pelts.
Ooh.
And 1 crude pelt.
Okay.
One poor quality crude pelt.
Okay. So I gotta add those to my inventory.
Yeah. You've also... Oh, cool. The community challenge has been reached. So that means I'm not going to do it on New Year's Eve. Because a lot of people might be busy on New Year's Eve. Thursday, December 30th, I'll be doing some form of game giveaway on this channel.
Cool. Okay.
So mark your calendars. I'll be live 30th of December. Don't know what I'll be playing that day, but we'll be doing some giveaways throughout the broadcast day.
Awesome.
Granted, I can't promise anything particularly cool or neat. They're pretty much things I'm getting from humble choice.
You could always give away Dead by Daylight on the Epic Store.
It's only free. Well, I don't even think it's free anymore right now.
Oh, is it not? I don't pay
No.
attention. My bad.
Me neither. But yeah, you skinned, you butchered. Granted, that's a lot of meat to be carrying. I don't think you're going to be carrying all that meat. Because there's well over 100 pounds of meat.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Artemis could have a field day. But... Wait, no, never mind. That's...
What?
I just realized that would be wolf eating wolf. No, we can't have that.
Well, I already fed Artemis some of the wolf that told her to... No, Artemis, no.
I'm just thinking this is how you get mad wolf disease. Like, this is...
You forget, Artemis used to be a feral wolf.
I've always, just for some sick reason, I've always wanted to feed a cow a cheeseburger. I don't know why. I just thought it was funny.
It's
Just,
funny.
I'm imagining you, like, shoving a fucking Big Mac down Bessie's mouth and be like, is this your cousin, bitch? And just, like...
No, it's just me in a field holding a hamburger out to a cow going, go on. One bite and all your dreams will come true.
It takes a bite, and or you can hear the, I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So who's cooking some wolf?
I've been making wolf jerky.
We don't got the time for it to,
Dry.
cure. Yeah.
Time to create a bonfire.
Fucking Jedi.
How long would it take to cook 100 pounds of wolf meat?
Depends on the size of the fire.
How many bonfires can Brian have out at one time?
I mean, you only need one to light it. We just need all the wood to stack and then light the wood with one bonfire.
When I say the size of the fire, I should say the size of your cooking pit.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fire can be fucking tall, which doesn't exactly give you a lot of space for, cooking meat.
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of room for burning meat.
I guess we start cooking.
Do we really want to cook 100 pounds of meat?
Not really. I'm just gonna leave what we don't cook here. Unless Hallr wants to
Let's
carry.
keep what we need for 5 rations each or something like that.
I did spend 4 rations in that fight.
Yeah, you probably need to restock.
Well, despite your cooking, just because it's cooked, it's not as preserved as you would get from a ration.
Yeah.
You can cook something and it'll last a few days tops. It'll be
But
edible.
since we're so close to the winery, could we bring it back to the winery so scouts can have some food?
So the what could have some
The
food?
The
The
scouts.
scouts.
Trust me, if the scouts need food, they'll come find you because your fire in the middle of the forest will attract attention.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna have a party.
Maybe
I
we
guess.
can make a fire then.
Well, how the fuck are we gonna cook it? Are we just gonna eat raw meat and get mad wolf disease?
We can cook small parts of it.
Yeah.
I mean, wolf steaks are a thing. Ask
So-
RuneScape.
So I
I
guess
say, go ahead.
I guess Brian's gonna collect some wood to start a fire and then cast bonfire on it so that we can cook.
Anyway, you set up your campsite for the evening. You spent like a good 6 hours skinning and butchering these wolves. Artemis is now afraid for her life. It's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
In the
In
basement.
bed.
Okay. So it's at this point I feel like we should roll for random encounter.
I do got one question real quick though.
Yeah.
Technically, since we're in the forest, does my natural explorer kick in?
And what does that do again? Ensure you can't get lost.
Let's see. Can't become lost. Even when you're engaged in another activity while traveling, such as foraging, navigation, tracking, you remain alert to danger. If you're traveling, okay, when you're foraging, you find twice as much food as normal. Yeah, we're not technically traveling, and I'm not technically doing any other tasks, so no, nothing else really.
Okay. It's at this point I have bad news.
Oh shit, we only took a short rest.
I know. I know you took a short rest. I gave you the short
God.
rest because your rest has been uninterrupted before it could be a long rest.
Oh great.
So I
Is
figured,
it Father Christmas?
well, we're gonna find out.
Do we at least get to spend a hit die?
That's why I gave you the short rest.
Okay.
Nim's not gonna bother. Nim's only got 3 wounds.
That's for Artemis.
Artemis recovers 5. I don't need Brian's character sheet. So, yeah, things can be hairy.
Oh god.
Like Wizard Harry?
Oh shit, we didn't set up a who's taking first watch.
It's because y'all hadn't been sleeping.
Oh.
It was a good while before it was, sleep time. You've all just been kind of hanging out and resting.
Isn't Brian's totem gone? Just asking.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Oh,
check.
well, yeah, the totems are dead, but I regained it after the short rest.
I'm going to be just a quick moment here.
That's when you know it's bad.
It's bad. Because I rolled dire wolves again.
Oh. Here comes the rest of the family.
Wolves, plural?
Well, the encounter is dire wolves because it rolls between 1 and 6 dire wolves. However, instead of dire wolves, it's going to be dire wolf.
How-
But where's Little Red Riding Hood?
There is no little Red Riding Hood.
She got eaten. She dead.
It's at this point I am making adjustments. And
Don't tell me we just killed the pups and it's the father who comes now.
it's funny you should mention that.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna shut up from now on.
Fuck, it's like reverse Bambi, ain't it?
That sounded like an interesting position.
I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and... Actually, I'm going to take that back down a couple points. That was a mistake. There we go. Voila. Cool. You can go ahead and roll initiative.
Hey, I got a blackjack.
You still got this map open, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the 0 is your fire. Let me get rid of the extra tokens. I suggest you situate yourselves around the fire, however you'd like to be. Did Boom step away?
Oh no, I'm still here.
Please put your tokens around the 0 token to represent your place around the fire. Because you hear the deep, thunderous rumbling
Oh God!
as a huge dire wolf skulks out of the trees to your campsite. Its fur a ghostly white. Its eyes a pale blue. Well, one of them at least. The other one is just not there. You've heard legends of this particular beast. White Fang, devourer of men, pillager of villages, breeder of lesser species. Kinky, I know. And it approaches your campsite. The only warning is its growling as it comes through the trees and into your clearing, giving Hallr the initiative.
You want to tame that also?
Nim and Artemis need to roll initiative.
I suppose they do, don't they?
Yeah,
Oh,
Nim
you can do that.
and Artemis needs to lose his or her temporary hit points.
It's a 17 and a 20. Giving Hallr the initiative.
Well, I always learned defense is the best attack. Or attack is the best defense. I can't speak today. And we need to wake him up a little bit. Welcome to the jungle.
Robin, if I can request that when you do things, please walk us through what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I went into rage to protect my party, and I run over and try to shave him.
You rolled a 26 and it's a hit. Please give us the damage.
And it's okay shave.
I believe it. Nim stands up from their seat at the campfire and let's see what Nim can do. Because this is a fight where doing some shit would be beneficial instead of slinging firebolts. Nim is going to attempt Ray of Enfeeblement. And it hits. Setting some very nasty effects on White Fang here, so long as Nim can maintain concentration.
Nice.
Let me go ahead and check off a second level spell. Bingo. And pass the turn. All the way to Artemis.
Okay, Artemis is going to move here and attack White Fang. And pack tactics.
Artemis 1. I guess it's Artemis 1 now.
Yeah, because you added a second Artemis.
Yeesh. Pack tactics
Yeah.
gets you nothing this time around.
Yep.
We
That's
trade
Artemis's turn.
1 in for Artemis 2.
Oh shit.
White Fang. Oh dear, White Fang. Attempts to eat Hallr. And begins to do so with gusto.
Shit. Still 10 damage with partial resistance.
Oh.
Ouch. Kizan will move 5, 10, 15, 20 away from White Fang. And we'll take the penalty and shoot his longbow at White Fang.
So hoping for a hit. There we go. Indeed. Good shit.
You, White Fang!
That's
that's my turn.
that's a good amount of damage to White Fang. Keep that up, or else this is not gonna go the way you want it to. Brian.
Brian's gonna come over to Hallr and force feed him a potion of healing.
All right, Hallr.
Let's see. It's
Technically, I shouldn't allow this, but I will.
Oh,
Like, you can give Hallr the potion, and on Hallr's turn, they can drink the potion.
oh, that's fair. I can do that instead. Like I didn't know how that worked as far as my action would go. Like,
Technically, you can't cram it into Hallr's mouth unless Hallr is unconscious.
gotcha. Does it count as my action to hand him the potion?
It does because you had to fetch it from your pack.
Okay, that works then.
But
I
on
will give-
Hallr's turn, since Hallr didn't have to fetch it, Hallr can drink that potion as part of a move action. That's how I'm going to rule that.
That'll be my turn then.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea to cram it down my throat. I got the bad gag reflex.
Round 2. Kizan.
Oh, sweet. Kizan. Kizan's going to take the penalty and shoot White Fang with his bow again. Come on. Son of a bitch. That's Kizan's turn.
All right, Brian.
You know what? We're gonna try something different. Brian's going to use wild shape and turn into a black bear.
All right. Let me pull out a black bear.
Is that a black bear you got in your pocket, or just happy to see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. Let's see. And then let me give Brian control of this black bear once I pull it out. We're going to move Brian's actual token over here into the forest and the black bear into Brian's space. There you go, Brian. You should be able to see and move that black bear now.
Yep. I guess Hallr just goes, what the fuck?
And Brian's going to do that purring thing that Robin always does, but I'm not going to dare attempt it.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah. That's what Brian does right behind Hallr.
Cool. So, your wild shape, you know, you're aware of how it works, right?
Yeah.
You have all the effects of the black bear, and instead of acting on the black bear's turn, you will still act on Brian's turn. However, I'll be directing damage to the black bear until the black bear is reached 0 hit points and you return to regular Brian form.
Right.
Okie dokie. Otherwise, you'll be making attack rolls and stuff from the black bear. It has already been your turn, though.
Yeah, so I can't skip it.
You didn't move, by the way.
No.
Did you
No,
want
I'm
to
still
move?
hiding. No,
Okay.
I'm hiding behind Hallr until I can actually do something.
Okie doke. Tasty, tasty wolf.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, never mind.
No, you were right. It did hurt.
You
just off
did.
me.
White Fang chose to get rid of these minor annoyance.
Artemis is not a minor annoyance.
Compared to a Goliath, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, Artemis can't do anything except for a death saving throw.
Which is what I was about to ask for. Please do that. That's a success. Excellent. Hallr.
Well, I guess I have to move my hand up and drink a little potion.
You recover 7 hit points.
There we go. And then I'm gonna look deep into the eye, and this is for you.
Hey, it's a good hit. That's pretty good damage, too. Shit. Nim! Satisfied with what they've accomplished currently, goes back to chucking firebolts. Because firebolts is free. Does it hit? It does. Excellent. Near max damage to White Fang. White Fang's getting fucked up. Round 3. Maybe I should have made White Fang a bit more challenging.
Okay. Kizan going to take the penalty again and shoot.
Penalty?
Penalty? The negative?
The penalty, yes.
Okay. And shoot White Fang with his longbow again. Son of a bitch!
Damn!
Hey, careful with that arrow.
Yeah, don't hit the bear instead of the wolf.
Hallr.
Well, I suddenly see that Mr. Whitefang isn't circumcised, so let's give him a hand.
Why are you looking?
Jeez.
Oh, he's lucky today.
White Fang's a female.
Oh,
That's what we discover. White Fang's a female.
she's after I'm done with her.
That's right. It acts on Brian's turn, and it is Artemis's turn. Death saving throw from Artemis. Boom. Hello?
Oh,
Oh, sorry. D20.
How come your dice keep changing colors?
Because I keep throwing out the old ones that don't do shit.
Okay. That's a success. That's 2 successes.
Is this fancy ground version of throwing the dice in the oven?
Dear Lord.
Brian, you get to act and use the black bear. What you
Alright.
doing?
Black bear is running up to the wolfie and is first gonna I have no idea how to do this. What do I grab to bite?
If you can expand its attacks in the combat tracker, I believe. If you scroll up to the black bear and click the sword.
There is no sword.
Oh, okay. So you have the sheet open, correct?
Yes. Do I grab where it says melee weapon attack?
Yeah, melee weapon
Okay.
attack will be +4 to hit.
Okay. Balls.
And even though you missed, just so you know, you'll grab
Okay.
after where it says hit to roll the damage. It'll
Okay.
highlight it when you hover over.
And then I make an attack with claws, right?
If it's
I have
multi-attack,
multi-attack.
yeah.
Son of a biscuit. Well, that's all I got.
Well, that might be all for the bear. Because White Fang bites the black bear. White Fang deals damage to the black bear. Black bear succeeds the system shock check. Excellent. I should have given.
Black bear's dead.
Oh, is it?
Hit for 19, right?
Hit for 15. No, wait. Yeah, hit for 19.
I think Black Bear only has 19 hit points, doesn't it?
Black bear has 30.
Yeah, Black
Oh.
bear has 30.
Oh.
I should have given White Fang multi-attack. So guess what White Fang's getting?
Fuck.
On its next turn.
Oh, well, let's kill it fast then.
Nim, once again, is asking for a firebolt. Did I not scroll down? Okay, yeah, I did not scroll down. There we go. And damage dealt. Beautiful. That's a big, beautiful one. Round 4. Up to the top with Brian.
Hold on, I'm confused now because on the Black Bear character sheet, on the hit points, it says 19. But on the combat tracker, it says 30.
Oh.
And on my spreadsheet
What?
I have, it says 19.
What math have I done? I've probably turned on that enemies have max health rather than randomly rolled health or average health. So, yeah, 6 plus 24 is 30. So that works out in your favor.
Okay.
So your black bear persona has 30 hit points just because all the enemies have 30 hit points or will have a max.
Oh, okay, good to know. In that case, we attacking again.
Let's go for it.
Come
Claw
on,
bite.
Yay, the bite hit.
Holy shit. Give it the damage.
Really? No, it's something. And claw time. And no. We tried.
Okay, death saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
That is your first failure, Artemis.
Yep.
Hallr.
Well, since apparently I couldn't do a circumcision, let's see if we can remove the last eye.
See, now that's a call shot, and I'm going to punish you for it.
Well, I heard there was some punishing coming up, so...
Yeah, there's some punishing coming up, because here comes the multi-attack.
Yeah.
One for Hallr, and one for Brian.
Can't Hallr have two?
Hallr could have two, but I like playing group hug decks in Magic the Gathering, and I love spreading the love around.
Yeah, love is all around.
Black Bear dead.
Yeah, looking for... There it is. And then we sub in Brian.
And
Damn, that was a hell of a blood splatter. Whew.
And I already took the 4 damage, so...
Okay, cool.
I have a problem, though. My map is blacked out.
Can you see the Brian token?
Nope, I can't see anything.
Give me one sec.
weird.
How about now?
No, I just have a black screen still.
I don't know how to fix that.
Close the map and reopen it by clicking your token on your character sheet.
Let me try that.
Worth a shot. In the meantime, it's Kizan's turn.
That
Kizan's once again gonna take the penalty and shoot White Fang with his longbow.
there we go. That fixed it. Thank you.
It worked?
Yep.
Cool. Anything else, Kizan?
Nope.
Cool. More firebolt action. And a good hit for another 1 damage.
Wow.
Nim, in true Nim fashion, is starting to get frustrated with the damage output. Round 5. Hallr.
Head, shoulder, knees, and toes.
That's a hit.
Toes
And
it is.
Ew. Not the toesies.
The toes is.
White Fang howls and runs off into the forest. Here's your chance.
Bastard.
Brian and Hallr will receive attacks of opportunity.
Brian, go ahead first.
Yeah, let's start with Brian
Let's not.
Okay.
and Hallr.
Stop running away from. Oh.
Can you finish it off?
Come on.
Um,
Oh, max damage. Oh,
That's
but still didn't finish it.
Up.
Can I attempt to shoot it before it gets too far away?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, you do not get an attack of opportunity.
I'm-
If you desperately want to try and shoot it, you'll be rolling at disadvantage because it is running through trees.
Oh.
Do it anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Nah.
Nope.
And off into the woods traipses White Fang.
Pussy.
Okay. Want to try to take our long rest now?
Well, we should have scared that thing off for a bit.
You
Think
take
of the
some,
money we would have gotten for that pelt. Ooh.
think of the money you would have gotten for its head. That's a trophy.
Right?
I
You
didn't
take
know
some-
Sorry.
No, I apologize. You take some time, you revive Artemis. I'm going to delete Artemis 1 and put Artemis back in. So it is just Artemis rather than Artemis 1.
Yeah, I didn't know people paid for head in this area.
There we go. And fresh control to Kizan.
Yep. Damn, that would have been nice to have here.
Give you some experience for fending off White Fang.
Part of me wants to track it down after we take a long rest and kill it.
I think there are more pressing issues than hunting White Fang.
Yeah, you got a point.
I'll give you 400 for fighting White Fang.
Ooh,
Noise.
400. That's 100 apiece.
How much did it really hit me for?
Huh?
How much did that crazy White Fang hit me for, really?
Fuck ton.
How much did White Fang hit you for?
Yeah, since I resisted and I
Oh.
still got 10.
Oh, your partial resistance means it halves any incoming damage.
Okay, so it would have hit me for 20. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That White Fang was no joke. I'm surprised we fended it off. I'm gonna stop taking that the penalty from now on.
No. The penalty is good sometimes.
When I actually fucking hit, I was basically useless that fight after the first hit.
But yeah, as long as I got rage, just keep me up front and nuke it from the back.
Yo, I'm just saying, that 20 damage to start the fight was pretty good.
Yeah, just imagine if I had my hunter's mark on it.
Yeah, why didn't you?
Because I was out of spell slots.
And I'm out
yeah.
of rage now.
Which, by the way, wizards should be able to get should be able during a short rest to get at least one spell slot back.
Are you a wizard?
No, I'm just reminding myself to remind Ix when they get back. Because they have a feature that they can do. They can study their spell book during a short rest to regain one spell slot.
Oh. Anyway, suppose now would be a good time to actually try and take a long rest.
Yeah, I agree. Who's taking first watch?
Let me see. I believe we have an order already established.
Oh, we do?
No, we do not. Okay.
If it's okay with everybody, Kizan, since he's the least injured, will take first watch.
I can take second so I can slumber a little bit longer.
All right. Hallr takes second. Nim volunteers for third. Giving Brian fourth.
No smoking on the watch.
Oh, don't worry. During my watch. I'm gonna go around and talk to the plants and the trees that are nearby.
Oh, yeah. Try to find some more of your stash.
I have a trait for that.
Fuck.
I do.
No!
Yeah.
Fuck!
During Nim's watch.
Oh. I do not like this one bit.
Maybe it'll be something good, like, a fish merchant wanders through and gives us a butt ton of food.
You already have a butt ton of food.
Yeah, but it's not
fairy freaking
fish.
godmother.
Nim doesn't bother to wake you.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I thought you meant we were dying in our sleep. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought so too.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Like, oh yeah, they didn't say anything. You all died to a fireball. Like, I thought that was the follow-up.
That's what I was expecting.
I don't get dickish until level 5 and later.
Okay.
So did we get the pelts at the end, or did you ruin them?
He
I got-
ruined one.
Yeah, got one crude and one exceptional crude. Or 2 exceptional crude.
You got one poor crude
Oh, 1 poor.
and 2 exceptional.
Maybe pack up the pelts and move?
Oh, I already put them in my pack.
Maybe I can use that crude one as a loincloth.
Anyway, yeah, I guess we should get moving. Make sure the fire's put out.
I can fix that. Zip.
I was gonna say I don't have reverse bonfire. I don't know how to do that.
How do you
Well-
use my fire hose?
By the time you're all up in the morning and moving about and fed, the only thing remaining is, the smoldering embers of the fire from the night before.
Okay. Start tracking those trucks again.
Survival check.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Do I get to double my proficiency since we're in my favorite terrain?
Is it a situation that would allow you to double your proficiency?
According to my natural explorer, when you make an intelligence or wisdom check related to your favorite terrain, so no.
Then no.
Okay. Just checking.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Boy that was kidnapped by hags.
in the future, please remember to roll these in private.
Oh, sorry.
You're not exactly supposed to know how well or how poorly you're doing.
Gotcha.
But you're doing fairly well. You managed to pick up the trail and continue following it west. Deep in the forest, you spy a rickety-looking little cottage. It's not far from the fog wall. Like, you could spit and your saliva would disappear into the fog. In fact,
Yeah.
being so far out here, it's a little difficult to breathe at times. Like the fog is actively trying to choke you.
Okay. Does there seem to be life inside this hut?
Not that you could see. There's no windows.
Okay.
No, actually, there are windows. They're just boarded up.
Okay. Hallr, you go first.
I'll knock on the side or door.
Hold on. The leader's Brian.
No.
Oh.
Oh, Hallr, knock on the. No, I'm kidding.
It's ultimately Brian's choice. Do you want to go in loud and fast, or do you want to be kind of stealthy? What do you want to do?
How big is this hut exactly? Like, is it like a one-room schoolhouse, or is it like,
You played not Final. You played Friday the 13th, the game, right?
Yeah.
So you got a good idea of how big Jason's shack is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about the size of this hut. cottage, this shack in the woods.
Okay. The windows be boarded up.
I swear by Strahd, if Jason comes out of the shack, I'm gonna scream.
That'd be one ghoulish crossover.
And then sick Artemis on him, hopefully. Can we go in quietly? Let's try going in quietly. I feel like quiet's a good way.
Who are you sending in, or are you going by yourself? Don't forget, you have special abilities that others don't.
That's true. I'm gonna go ahead and go in myself and kind of scout things out real quick. Except for one problem, it's dark.
Well, we're not really on a map.
Well, no, I'm thinking because of the fog stuff.
No. It's daylight. But you're deep in a forest and it's cloudy, so it's not dark. You can see.
Okay.
It might be dark inside the shack.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and peek in and pop in and scout things out myself quietly. So,
Okay, make a secret stealth roll. Where are Kizan and Hallr? How far away are they going to be?
Is Brian going in as just Brian, or is he shapeshifting? That's my question.
I'm going in as just Brian,
Okay.
but I have backup.
Okay. I guess to where I can see inside the door when Brian goes in, but trying to stay stealthily and hidden.
And I guess I will be on the side of the door, like all SWAT style.
Yeah, waiting for me to scream.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I like this plan. Can you have Artemis on the other side of the door waiting for me to scream as well?
Oh, Artemis is behind me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked if Artemis can move up some. I need an attack puppy.
True.
Emotional support animal me.
I guess Artemis can walk in with you.
No, I don't want to get Artemis killed. Like, just have Artemis ready.
Okay, Artemis is on standby.
Okay.
There's not exactly a good way to see into this shack. The vantage points you can get will either put you more facing an exterior wall or looking straight at the door.
Guess we'll be waiting for Brian to scream bloody murder.
Brian delicately pushes the door of the shack open, the hinges creaking very, very softly. The next room, or I should say this first room, is almost pitch black dark. However, off to your left, you can see light filtering in from a doorway. that's in an adjoining room. So you're in a room that's dark. The next room over is also kind of dark, and then there's a third room where there is some kind of torch or lantern that's on. And that's enough light for you to maneuver your way from the front door. And the bit of light that comes in through that into the next room, and then to wherever this source of light is. You don't see anybody, you don't hear anybody. The walls seem to be covered with something that you can't make out just by looking. Do you want to go over and feel the wall?
No. What I want to do is use produce flame so that I hold a flame in my hand so that I can actually see.
The wall is covered with little diamond-shaped cubby holes. And in many of them are glass bottles. This entire front room is covered from floor almost to ceiling. Every inch of the wall. Dark glass bottles. Corked and filled with some liquid.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus, we found the wine stand.
In the middle of the floor, now that you're holding a light, there is a big burlap-looking sack. And I mean big, like you could put several pony kegs in this sack.
So Santa's sack.
I mean, Santa's sack looks more crushed velvet, though.
Yeah, but it's still, bigger on the inside.
If only you could hear a face palm in dynamic sound. Without me actively slapping the shit out of my forehead. Okay, Brian, what do you do?
Facepalm. Part of me wants to just start filling that sack full of the bottles, but that's probably a bad idea because that's going to be loud. So I need to scout this first.
Well, the sack does not appear to be empty by any means.
Oh. Well. Curiosity killed the Brian. I'm going to look inside the sack.
You loosen the drawstring on the sack, and you open it up, and folding the material down around whatever's inside of it. And indeed, inside the sack is a dusty old keg. The label faded and peeling. The label reads, Holiday Blend. And it's dated over 100 years ago. About 162 years. Now, contents of this little keg here could very well still be good. Or it could be the worst vinegar you've ever drank.
Smell check.
Oh, I ain't tasting it, trying it.
There's no trying it without tapping the keg.
Yeah, we got other problems at hand, but that's good to know that there's kegs here. So, was it one or just was there one or multiple? I guess
There's three.
three, all in one bag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus, that really is a big bag.
Like I said, they're not full-sized kegs. They're like little pony kegs.
Oh, gotcha.
Like these are obviously some kind of special reserve.
Gotcha. Now the other two rooms, like, I know one of them has a door. Does the other one have a door, or is it open?
It's kind of heading into the next area. It's an archway, and then obviously into the area beyond that, the door's either open or it is also an archway. It's kind of a little difficult to tell without being able to see the doorway clearly.
Oh, so it's like shotgun style. It's not like two separate rooms.
Yeah,
Right?
you get the idea.
Okay, I got it now. I thought it was two separate things, like one to the left, one to the right. It's one and then one behind it. Gotcha.
Yeah, except when you pass left into the next area, you turn right to get to the area beyond that.
Okay. I guess I go into the next. I'm gonna put my. I'm gonna put the fireball out, and then go into the next room stealthily.
There's enough light coming from the doorway that in here you can see a small table, some sort of workbench, perhaps, maybe even a dining table. There's a few plates and some odd utensils here, but again, the walls covered. Whatever had been happening, whoever has been staying here has been storing wine for quite a while. If indeed the contents of these bottles are wine. And based on what you've seen, it's a fair assumption that they might be. However, in here, you can hear the soft muttering as if a couple of people are conversing with one another. It's not a very loud conversation, and you can only pick up little bits and pieces. Nothing of any great consequence. They seem to be discussing, of all things, wine. How this one has a full body flavor, and this one you can really taste the tannic acid. And then another one, it's what would be referred to as a sparkling wine. And then Moscatos, and these people know their shit when it comes to wine. And then there's the mention of cheese. With this one you might have a little bit of cheese, and this one you might toast some bread over a flame and enjoy that. You can pair these wines with just about anything that you want. Anything in your culinary profile you would enjoy with this wine right here. And so on and so forth. They have not heard the door creak. They haven't heard your footsteps. You are, as of yet, completely undetected.
I'm going to walk back out and I'm going to tell the party what I found. All the bottles of wine and the three pony keg things and, the two people that are in there discussing wine and cheese. And now we need to figure out, do we want to steal everything stealthily or go in there guns blazing, knock them out, and then steal it?
Well, if there was
How
only
about
two
just-
people,
How about just talking to them first?
Or do you want to steal it?
well, according to you, there's only two. I say we take them. There's 5 of us.
Your math hurts my brain, but yes.
I'm sorry.
How are you a weed dealer if that math hurts your head?
Because I keep forgetting Artemis counts. I'm sorry, Artemis.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Artemis counts too. Don't feel bad.
I say we take them on and just then take all the wine and shit if it's wine.
Or make
How about
them your
talking
pups.
to them?
Oh my fucking goodness. Jedi.
That might have information where the rest of the people went.
Ooh, and if it does turn out to be wine, we could sell it to people and make money.
So I just had a great idea.
What?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to scare them out and then you guys take them hostage.
Okay. I just say we go in there guns blazing.
I was just going to run in there in bear form and scare them out. Because, I mean, a charging grizzly bear inside your hut.
Okay.
That's psychological damage on top of... So I think we should do that.
Okay. Well, then Kizan would like to back away from the hut and prepare an arrow just for the first person to come running out of the hut. If they come running out of the hut.
Wait, I said subdue them, not murder them.
I'm still gonna be outside waiting for the scream.
I have no strength. This is my subdue.
So, with that, Brian's going to walk back into the hut and open the door and instantly turn into the bear and start growling and roaring and chasing them.
Okay.
God, I hate it when a DM laughs like that.
Suddenly my great idea seems less like a great idea.
Yeah. If we die, we can blame Cubby.
I blame the bear. He gave me too much power.
Bad news when a DM starts chuckling like that.
All right. So, trying to scare them out.
That'd be intimidation.
No, it's actually, yeah, let's go for that. Let's do that.
Damn, I was really hoping it's not because I have a -2 to that, but here we go.
I didn't even check. That's beautiful. So you bust in on a human and a dwarf seated at a table in black bear form. You roar at them. And what happens is the human places a hand on the dwarf's shoulder, and the two just poof vanish.
What? They
What
just
the rest of your group sees, if they'll roll perception, in
In
secret,
stealth or out? Okay.
always in secret.
Never mind, that was the wrong one.
Yeah, that was religion, not perception. Try that again.
Yeah, same thing.
It's only this. I'm too. Don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Don't get me started. I was about to say something we were all going to regret. Ooh. So what the rest of the party sees is a dwarf and a human materialize about 10 feet from them, and you all lock eyes with each other.
What the damn hell?
The dwarf rests his hand on his morning star, and the human folds his arms, slipping his hands up his sleeves. Bit chilly out here, isn't it? The human says.
Ooh, nice morning star.
Oh, I crafted it myself.
The hell? Where'd y'all come from?
Nothingness. Where did you come from?
From the forest?
The woods?
Why have you scouted so far away from the road?
We followed tracks from the winery that led us here. We thought there might be druids out this way that may have stolen wines and or children.
I assure you there are no druids. May I persuade you to depart from whence you've came and forget that you've come across this place?
What is this place exactly?
You see, that's the kind of questioning that would get one into trouble. And we're looking to avoid trouble, if you
Okay.
savvy.
Who's we? Can we get some names?
No, you may not.
But have there been anyone passing by the latest day or so?
There's a reason this place is so close to the fog that nobody comes out here. Now, and the human turns to look at Kizan. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
Why would the track lead us over this way then?
We could do
Meanwhile,
this-
the bear inside, what's going on with the bear?
The bear is confused as fuck and is just like sniffing and like trying to like headbutt the invisible people, because at this point Brian is convinced that they didn't teleport, they just turned invisible and they're still in the room somewhere, so he's trying desperately to find them.
Brian doesn't find any people, headbutting the air. However, the scent of wine and freshly sliced cheese is heavy in this room. They had been snacking and drinking casually.
So is there any cheese left on the table that's out?
There's a good quarter of a wheel of cheese.
Okay, well, Brian's going to take a nice little chunk of that out and then run out the door.
The tall human had just finished saying, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. And then the bear emerges from the shack. The human looks at it, the dwarf ready to fight it, and the man simply asks, is that a friend of yours?
Sure.
Okay, so maybe there is a druid in these woods.
Well, according to the Martikovs, there was a horde of druids that attacked their winery recently.
A shame, I'm sure.
And according to our bear friend, y'all have a butt ton of wine in there.
Oh, according to your bear friend. Oh dear. There's going to be no easy way out of this, is there?
Probably not.
But if you like wine, you understand why we want to try to save the winery and fix whoever wronged the winery.
Oh sure, save the winery, but leave my wine alone. Forget you've seen my wine. Forget
Your
you've
wine.
found this little house. And yes, my wine.
So why would there tracks leading out this way from the winery? Did you happen to take it from the winery?
And if I had?
That would be stealing?
Stealing doesn't make it any less mine in its current state.
Well, in its current state, it's technically the Wizards of Wine's wine.
I believe it's in my hut, being consumed by myself and my associate here. It's my wine.
But yeah, you have seen no druid packs or anything like that going past there, right?
No, we tend to stay well hidden. The fact that you've come across this place is astounding.
Oh, they got a good tracker.
You'll forgive my dwarven associate. He doesn't say much. I tend to be the talker. Now, again I say, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. You can go back to the Wizards of Wines and forget you've seen this, and we won't kill you.
Once again, who's this we? I want names.
Oh dear.
But
He reaches out, rests a hand on Kizan's shoulder, and says, "You really don't want to know our names."
Yeah, I kind of do. Have you never heard of Curiosity Killed the Cat?
That's an idiom I'm not familiar with, actually. Is that Waterdavian? Perhaps. Oh boy. What to do. Okay. I will tell you my name. And he utters a single word. Strut. And electricity begins to course through your body. Let's take a look here.
Oh, fuck.
Hold on. Let's do this appropriately. I wish you would just simply put the numbers here. That would be nice.
That'd be too easy.
Yeah, I know. Solution. Let's see. Where's Firebolt? That works. I can use the stats from Firebolt for this.
No need?
Because it's the same roll. Kizan, where are you hiding? There we go. That's funny. The man stops. Usually people fall down when I do that.
Do what?
Yeah. He inspects his hands. Did I mess something up?
At this moment, Kizan wants to start backing away.
I did the gestures and then I touched you. You should be on the ground. Huh. Okay. Solution.
Okay,
I have a solution. I have a solution. This'll work for everybody. And then he spreads his arms wide. And in the air, amidst the group of you and the wizard and his friend, a big flaming orb appears.
Fireball?
Correct! Now, like I said, you can leave and forget you saw this place. Or we can all be some crispy people today. Five.
well, I guess if they don't have anything to do with druids, we can head back and go north.
The only druid I've seen is the one who's a bear currently. 4.
What do y'all? I think we should just go.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
How about you, Yogi? 3.
Roar.
I'll take that as a we're leaving, don't burn us.
Yeah, that's fair. Brian's gonna wander away from the hut so that it's, he can tell that he's leaving.
Nim is frantically flipping through their spell book, sketching and taking notes. He walks up to the wizard, tugs on the man's clothes, and says, "How are you doing this? This isn't normal. Is this something else? Is this meta magic?" And the man dismisses the fiery orb, clasps his hands together, leans down to the kobold and says, "Yes, it's a very advanced spell, very unique in many instances. Not everybody knows how to make a delayed fireball, especially one that big. Usually when you see a delayed fireball, there's just these little glowy beads, but I, being the showman that I am, like to enlarge the size of that bead using something like prestidigitation so that it is much more impressive and much more intimidating and tends to make people do what the fuck you want them to because they're expecting to get nuked into the fucking ground. I'm not going to lie, works every time. You saw what happened here. Your friends just said, fuck that."
The fuck is going on?
So I guess he's saying size does matter.
Size matters. It really does, especially in magic.
The fuck is going on?
I sound like Dr. Ruth. Holy shit. Nim looks at Kizan and says, Magic's going on."
Yeah, but he didn't threaten to kill you. He didn't. What the fuck?
Nim gets all shifty-eyed for a moment. Looks up at the obvious wizard in the room. Then looks around at the rest of you. Wait, we were going to die?
Yeah.
And then Nim looks back up at the human wizard, and the human wizard, with a very smug look on his face, is nodding very rapidly.
Like, the fuck?
And then the "oh" expression hits the kobold. Nim slowly closes their spellbook and begins easing past the wizard, past the what could be a paladin, you're not sure, towards Hallr, where it might be safer. Says, yeah, I don't think I'm ready to die today. That was neat, though.
Yeah, it's not the season for deep fried kobold.
Deep-fried kobold is an atrocious thing, the wizard says. Don't you agree, Shorty? The dwarf looks up at the human with a very "I've had enough of your bullshit" expression. And then just... You know, thinking of these two, I want you to imagine them as like some kind of wizardly Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, Lord.
I just made that connection because the dwarf isn't going to say shit and the wizard is going to do all the fucking talking and obviously shouldn't be fucking talking.
Or Penn and Teller.
Even not quite Penn and Teller because the little one's not going to do the magic.
After it. Well, if it's a paladin, it does a little bit of magic.
Yeah, but not the same kind of magic the wizards are going to do. The wizard's going to do all sorts of mind fuckery.
But yeah, fuck your shit, we're out.
The wisest choice you've made today, my friend.
Yeah, I'm wise.
Perhaps... never mind. I'm going to retract that, because now that you know that this place is here, we can't be friends.
Wait, whoa. Who said anything about not being friends?
How do I trust you won't steal my stuff? I can't. We can't be friends.
But we just happened upon you by accident.
That accident has led into some very unfortunate circumstances. I.e., I cannot trust you to not come back with a wagon and take my things.
We're in motherfucking Barovia. You tell me where a wagon is, and I'll bring you one.
There's one in the village of Barovia. There's a carriage at Castle Ravenloft.
Okay,
Valaki has wagons.
Let me quote this. One that's somebody's going to be willing to give up.
If you tell them there's wine involved, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will give you a wagon. They will build a wagon for you. I know because I told people wine was involved and I have a wagon.
Yeah, that might be true.
Makes sense.
Now that the winery has been destroyed, the wine supply is going to go way down, while the demand for wine goes way up.
But
So
yeah,
if there's the promise of at least one bottle of wine, and you say all I need is a wagon, you're going to have 8 people turn themselves into a wagon for your convenience.
Transformers, wagons in disguise.
I guarantee you there'll be at least 4 people willing to roll down the road as wheels just so you can transport wine. They will find a way to turn themselves into hoops for your pleasure.
I would actually pay to see that.
It's pretty gruesome, actually.
But yet we have no reason to come back.
Don't lie to me.
Well, you don't have what we're actually looking for, so...
We're not alcoholics.
I'm going to put it like this. I have a catalog of every individual item that I have in this shack. And I know your faces. If I find so much as one cork missing or out of place, I will find you. And I will use magic to peel your skin off. Understand?
Well, it's a good thing most of us wasn't even inside the hut.
Indeed.
Yeah, the only one.
Indeed. Let
Only
me
person I know
direct
they
this
think-
to the bear.
Rar.
I know you've seen what's in there. I know you've told them.
Brian's gonna shake his head no.
Don't lie to me.
Don't tell me you got
I'll give
cheese
you a
right
bath
in
and clip your fingernails. Don't lie to me.
Brian's gonna give the bear puppy dog eyes.
Now, assuming that we can get along, and obviously we can, maybe, just maybe, one day I'll be inclined to share my bounty of spirits with you. And I do mean the wine, not like actual conjured spirits, because I can do that too. It's not pretty. I don't like doing it.
But yeah, before we leave, have that warning about the druids roaming the place. You never know when they come knocking.
You see, I have wards in place.
Then how the fuck did we get past them?
That's what I want to know. My only assumption is that you're all pretty decent people.
Well, we are hoping the Mardikovs get revenge for the death of
Yeah,
basically their entire family.
I have this
Lovely.
place warded against evil because typically only evil things roam these woods.
Well, would you be willing to help us with one problem in these woods?
What?
Something called Winter Splinter?
Winter Splinter? There's no
Yeah,
Winter Splinter in these woods. I'm sorry, that's the truth. There's no creature in these woods called Winter Splinter.
Well, according to the reports, there was one destroying the winery.
What exactly is a Winter Splinter?
According to Davy and Markov, it's a giant freaking tree monster.
It's a treant.
I guess.
The winery the winery was destroyed by a treant.
And then druids it brought along.
Like, if you told me it was just wild ass druids that went in there and wrecked it, I'd be.
I think they got a little bit too much of the wine.
I'd be more inclined to believe that than a treant.
Did you not see the giant footprint that led south from the winery when you took the wine?
No. I'm never on the south side of the winery. I never cared to be over there.
Well, at least we gave you a warning before we leave, so you might want to keep your eyes out.
Well, if the-
Certainly.
The
I'll
druids
make-
might know you have the wine. They might be coming for you eventually.
The only way a druid can see past the fog wall into this place is if they're not evil aligned.
I guess
Or
you
if they're
should be
working for
safe.
or if they're working for Strahd.
No, even if they're working for Strahd, they're more inclined to be evil aligned than. I told you, I have wards set up. There's no fucking way. Strahd himself doesn't even notice that we're here.
Okay.
Of course, if Strahd ever finds out, I know your faces.
Why the fuck would we help him?
I don't know. People have their reasons.
Okay, well, anyway, we'll be on our way.
Have a happy lunar festival.
And a happy lunar festival to you too. But before you go, I'll make you a deal. Because, again, don't exactly trust you. I will try to find this winter splinter thing.
Yeah.
You will forget this place's location. And on the way out, he walks over and snaps a few branches off of a cedar tree. He says, as you're going back out, you'll use these branches and to brush away your and my footprints.
Okay.
That way,
That looks like a deal.
any other hapless people who might have followed you in here won't know.
Well, the only person that would have maybe followed us was Erwin, but he went the other direction.
Oh, definitely don't tell Erwin about this place. I'll kill you. Erwin will kill you.
Like
Erwin will kill us.
Like I would tell Irvin anything anyway.
Well, you're trying to sleep with his wife.
No,
Wait.
I'm not.
Wait. That was you?
No comment.
Oh my goodness. I'm speaking to the great cuckold of Erwin. Oh my god. Hold on. I have something to give you. He goes into the shack and comes back out with a bottle of champagne. He gives it to you.
Oh, thank you.
This is for me. Anybody who makes Erwin mad is immediately in my good graces.
So his father?
That's a whole different story. You don't know. You don't know what happened between Davian and Erwin. Not like I do.
Yeah, no one told us any of the details about that.
It's a personal matter, and I am not a gossip.
Yeah, it looks like it's quite a few that isn't too fond of Irvin the Limp.
Erwin the Limp? Even the dwarf laughs at this one. Like, this is the first, like, audible noise the dwarf has made above a...
Please don't tell me giggle like a schoolgirl.
No, the human did.
Oh lord.
The dwarf is over there.
Guess we'll be on our way.
Right. My associate and I will attempt to find this winter splinter. Our little cache of wine is to remain secret.
Okay. Could we
Now-
at least get some names as we were leaving?
No.
Okay.
This is not a place for revealing names. Names are power. Do you understand?
How are names power?
And we don't have the power.
Can someone explain Fey magic to your friend at some point? And
Well,
Nim starts in, well, you see, the Fae believe that names hold such a, sublime power over a person's individual nature that if they were to strip you of your name, they'd strip you of who you are and where you've been, what you've done, everything.
I'm giving him the branch hair. Stop sweeping.
Sweet, sure.
anyway, we're leaving.
East to west, bad to good, bad to good.
I guess we head back to the winery?
Yeah, and then north. Unless we meet some shit on the way back.
Or we wait for Erwin to show back up, see if he found anything from the east?
Waiting for Erwin is probably the best bet, but we did say, at least, well, Robin asked for us to end a little early, and we're going to end about a half hour early. Maybe 40
okay.
minutes. So I'm going to give experience, and we are going to call it a night. I am going to...
champagne.
Huh?
And I got champagne. Woo.
Oh, yeah, for pissing off Erwin.
You mean...
Befriending strangers. I'm going to give you 400 experience for befriending the strangers. At least reaching some kind of accord with them.
Part of me wants to say the dwarf is, duh, or not duh, what's his name? What was the dwarf that our first group of adventurers were after?
I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, Pro was in here looking for her brothers.
Yeah. Duh. That's what I thought.
It ain't Duh. Duh
No,
died.
Dub was you.
Oh, that's right.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
Would be funny, but actually died.
Yeah.
You forget the great fiery purge of Barovia? Literally destroyed everything and brought it back to zero.
Yeah, I thought Ed was part of that zero.
Was dead before that. He just immolated his corpse.
Like, I've already kind of named these two in my head. Like, in my head, they're Faye and Silent Knob.
Oh,
But
God!
Faye and Silent Knob. I love it. I'm going to use that. Thank you. You've named them for me.
Oh, is that why you didn't give us names?
I didn't give you names because names are power.
Okay.
Like, literally. To know their names would give you an iota of power over them.
Ah.
That's why I didn't even ask for your names. Anyway.
What a lack of manner.
Okay, let's see that.
Experience. Indeed. Everybody gets
Ooh.
400 experience.
Woo! 400 closer to level 5.
Hell yeah.
400 closer to kick some ass.
How much did we get in total for those dire wolves?
800 grand total.
Okay.
It was a CR4 encounter.
-2 wolves.
That is with the -2 wolves.
Oh, that was?
Yeah, otherwise it would have been like a CR6.
Shit.
You would not have survived.
No.
not without spell slots.
No, definitely without spell slots. I'm surprised we survived that White Fang fight without spell slots.
But he got good.
White Fang was poorly planned. If I had, planned for the character and built a monster, it would have been more of a challenge. And when White Fang comes back, White Fang will be a boss creature that I've actually planned and created. It'll have...
Oh, fuck.
But will it be missing a toe?
Fuck it, sure.
Fuck it, sure. So when
Anyway.
did Twitch start doing those ads on streams?
I don't know, but I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too. Anyway, we the Dweebs at the Round Table and wish everyone a happy holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. And Happy New Year. I'm not sure if we're going to be back before the New Year rolls around. So we hope the rest of your year goes as swimmingly as possible. Your holidays aren't too hectic. And, you know, you can get relatives that make you want to rip your hair out by the roots.
Check.
Right?
Or their hair out by the roots.
Or their hair out by the roots, you know. Grandma comes over looking like a pissed off Betty White alcoholic bitch. You know, if Betty White was on meth. Imagine that for a moment.
I can certainly
Talking
see that.
about that's how Betty White looks so young.
No, I doubt Betty White's on meth and looking young.
Have you watched Brain Dead?
Brain Dead?
It's a really old movie.
It has another name, doesn't it?
Not that one, I think. It's
Man,
from the-
does the man bust into the house and kill zombies with not a chainsaw, but a
No.
lawnmower?
No,
Huh? Then
this is somebody
Probably
getting bit by a ape creature.
by a what?
Kind of a ape creature thing.
Send me a link to like the wiki or the IMDb or something. But until next time, we hope all your rolls are critical successes. And happy holidays, folks.